All right, we are back. We're going to talk about overcoming burnout today. This is again kind of that Reddit series, trying to uh, see if this works. If we can answer questions from Reddit, we might try and Quora and Twitter and all kinds of places. But answering questions, I don't always want to sit down. I want to type certain things. I want to talk about other things. These are the things I would like to talk about. So, okay, here we go. Overcoming burnout. What's the best way to overcome burnout? I love what I do, but lately I'm just not into it at all. What's the best, best method to get rejuvenated in your business? This is a great question. This is fantastic. It comes up often. We talk about how hard entrepreneurship is and lonely at the top. Okay, a couple things come to mind here. One, if you're burnout, first thing I would say is there are there periods of time where your mind can just go free? For me, I like taking baths. I like sitting on my back patio, going for walks. Sometimes I'll drive in the car, turn on classical music, right? There's nothing playing but the music, and I just let the mind go. Just let it go. It's gonna think about all kinds of stuff. I don't try to control it. And you'll be on a topic here, and then 2 minutes later, you're way over here, and you're not even sure how you got there, but the brain did. So I let the mind go. And this doesn't have to be for 20, 30, 40 hours a day, but I mean, a week, but 30 minutes here, an hour there. I take baths several times a week. I'll sit outside or I'll go for a walk, or it just depends on what's going on. Like a few weeks ago, I was coming home from a meeting. I turned on classical music and I just drove on home. And for an hour, I just listened to the classical music. My brain thought about all kinds of stuff. And so it's very therapeutic for me. Of course, you can try stuff like meditation and stuff like that as well. But the low hanging fruit is just get 20, 30 minutes and just sit there. Go to the coffee shop, have a cup of coffee, whatever it is where you're not picking up the phone, you're not looking at the phone, you're not engaged in anything else. You don't have any kind of book or podcast or YouTube video playing. It's just sitting there, just letting the mind wander. That's the first thing. Second thing is it's lonely at the top. Before we said that, you need friends who are business owners, and I say friends, peers, coworker, acquaintances, whatever. You don't have to have your best friends be business owners, but you need a group. This could be coaching, this could be mastermind, this could be um, there's all kinds of groups that Toastmasters. I don't know, something like oops, sorry, something like that that you can go and you can hear from people who experience what you experience. I talk to business owners every day. I hear this all the time. This is not uncommon, but you kind of feel like it is. Like I'm the problem. Oh man, I'm isolated. I'm alone. Oh, what am I going to do? There's a lot of things you can do. So first thing is, does that make sense? First thing is to let your mind wander. Hope that makes sense. Second thing is to get a group or a person or persons or whatever it is who is either a mentor, a coach, mastermind, something like that, some kind of peer group that you can get and you can say, uh, yeah, these are the problems I'm having. How do you deal with them? A, you'll realize that you're not that uncommon, and B, you'll hear their strategies for how they did it, and that just kind of helps you push forward. Third thing I would say is set goals that you can. My notebook I'm looking for. I guess I left it in the room, but my notebook. What I do is when I'm overwhelmed or I'm stressed, I take my notebook and I write down the task. Now, what I do not write down is um, build a website. I can't do that in a day. That maybe you can, but I can't. So if I was going to do that, I would say, um, I know I got to build this website. So I'd say, well, day one is buy a domain, connect WordPress or whatever I'm using for it. Maybe build the contact form. Okay, so those things. Now that might take me. I'm slow at that, a couple hours or whatever. Maybe I get through it in a breeze. I'm like, okay, I got time for four more things. Day two, pick a font, pick a header image, pick how many pages I'm going to do. Right, very small steps. And all of a sudden, you start knocking those things out, and you're like, man, I'm actually doing a lot here. I feel pretty good. That's the third thing. So make sure that you're not trying to bite off big. You have big long tasks, big long projects to do. Make sure that you're taking them in small bits, small pieces, and knocking them out. You'll feel a lot better about your progress because one of the things, like if you're in a tree cutting business, there's a tree, you cut it down, you mulch it up, you take it off, whatever is done. You can feel very good about that. You came, you saw, you did, and you understand that you've completed the process. And what I do, and what some people might do, is it's kind of like every day there's never really a job completion. It's like, okay, well, I kind of completed this, but I'm on to this, and what now? I'm not sure. And so having things that show you that you're doing stuff, you are moving forward, you are cutting those limbs, you are cutting that tree, can help you feel like you're making progress. The final thing I'll say is don't focus on the negative. And this is hard. It's real hard. Oftentimes we get burnout because we're frustrated with clients, employees, vendor payouts, whatever it is, IRS, government, politics, it's political season right now. Whatever it is, don't let that swamp you. The negativity can drown you. And all of a sudden, the negativities from a political thing or from this or from that, all of a sudden you're burnt out because you can't change any of that. You, me, we can't change the presidential election. We can't change the tax code. We can't change 99.9% of things in this world. So if you let the negativity get on you and sit on you, you're going to be frustrated because you're going to go, man, I can't do anything about this. Right. You're right. Quit focusing on what you can't solve and focus on what you can. And oftentimes that's really we focus on the negative things and we become negative. We focus on that instead of saying, okay, the government's gonna, I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat, they're gonna do something that frustrates you. You can't change it. Maybe you can vote for someone else in the future, but you can't change it today. So here are your options. Try to figure out how to work around it legally, of course. Try to figure out how to work around it or complain about it or do something different. Like there's not a lot you can do. So focus on what you can control, and then you will start to feel better. So those are my handful of things. Was the four things just for thinking through the issue of feeling burnout. Let me know what you do in the comments below.